Sup, nerds! Welcome to episode 11 of Powerful, a power metal podcast. Fuck, I forgot what to say. Oh my god!
What are we doing this week for?
In a while.
What are we doing?
Fucker, I'm so mad. Should we?
Roll with it. What are we doing?
We're going.
Please keep that in. That was amazing.
No, I hate you guys. Okay, so our tagline. I should read that. Do you like our tagline?
What?
Where you take a break from listening.
I thought we stopped doing
Power
that.
Metal.
No,
we're not
we
doing
axed
that
that.
anymore. Okay,
Yeah,
let's
we're not
start
doing it
over.
anymore.
This is really bad.
Okay.
I think you sabotaged that take on purpose.
No,
Post roll with it.
What should I say
Darko,
then?
editing magic, all of this together once she does it properly.
No, that's so much work. I'll just do it properly and then you don't have to edit. Can we just say power metal news, reviews, lore, and more, which is what I had like a long time ago?
Yeah.
I think we need
Your
a
source-
tagline.
I don't know.
Okay, let's just try it. Okay,
That's
let's
too
just try it.
professional.
Just remember to intro the people. That's like the one thing.
Yeah, okay, I got this. Okay,
You got this.
moment of silence and then we'll go in.
And do like a like welcome back to Biscuit because he hasn't been on a couple episodes.
Sure. Oh my god, I'm a little rusty. God, okay.
It's
I
only
mean, we
been a
just did
month.
this like
It's-
2 weeks ago.
I wasn't on the episode.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, but we did the intro.
You did the intro.
It took us like an hour and a half.
I don't remember what I did. Okay.
Oh my god. I feel like you should be getting better at this eventually, but
Yeah.
you.
I am not good at this.
No,
See,
hold on,
Ford
hold
just
on.
gets all
You're-
nervous, and then
You're getting better. Trust me, you're good at this. You have this. You can do it.
Thank you for the encouragement. Not like it's gonna help because this is just me. And no matter how big our audience grows, I'm gonna be like this. And slightly awkward.
People love the slightly awkward. It's fun.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna start over from the top.
3, 2, 1, go.
Sup, nerds! Welcome to episode 11 of Powerful, a power metal podcast. Your source for power metal news, reviews, lore, and more. Does that work? Let's try it. This is Four Gates, and I am here with my friends Darko,
Hey.
ZeldaFan355,
Hey, what's up?
and a welcome back to Larry Biscuit, who has been, I don't know what he's been doing, but he hasn't been here.
I've been around. You know how it is.
He wasn't smart enough for the lore casts, apparently.
No, definitely not.
Definitely not for the lorecast, and definitely not in Middle Earth because we were abandoned by the campfire while the other guys hung out with Hansi and Ed.
Yeah, Middle Earth was dope. Darko,
Yeah.
how did you like it there?
It was very nice. It was maybe one too many Balrogs flying around.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
they did a lot of flying around. There was some lovely music though in between all of the Balrogs flying around though.
The
That was
Balrogs
nice.
flying because they had wings and sometimes they jumped, right?
Oh, man.
They
That
jump
was
very
really
high.
good. I apologize sincerely for all of our Tolkien fans. And I also want to welcome any of our new listeners that found us from last episode. So today, we are going to go back to our original format and talk about our favorite albums in the first half of 2018.
This is actually like a more back to the roots album than our fans and listeners are gonna know.
Yeah.
Because a year ago we did our pilot episode that we never actually aired at all.
Super secret
Unaired pilot episode.
The super exclusive honor pilot.
I wasn't there.
Powerful.
Yeah, we had a different-ish cast for that.
Wasn't there either.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
busy.
Some of those people might have died since then.
Yeah.
I think some
We
of them
don't know.
did.
Some did.
R.I.P. Well,
But on that original episode, we did a first half album review retrospective thing for 2017, and so now we're going back to the roots and doing a look back at 2018.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Is that what it actually was?
I thought you knew that.
No, I didn't.
were you there? I guess Larry Biscuit and myself were not there on that episode, and this episode may or may not be available to the public, depending on whether or not we decide to I don't know, offered as some kind of reward for something that doesn't exist.
I don't know if Darko has any recordings of it.
Actually, we have it. We have
Yeah.
the recording exists.
It's in the archive.
Yeah, it's there's actually one long recording, like the final episode is like 2.5 hours long or something.
Damn, how long were you guys talking?
And then there's another 30 minutes of planning that is recorded as well. And I think that night we talked for like 5 hours in total. I don't know why.
Jesus.
I don't know what the fuck what we're doing.
We started talking about that like metal art abomination page for a long time.
Yeah, we stuck with that a lot. That's
my
that's a great
gosh.
page.
You guys are talking about this episode like it's some kind of like lost hidden gem.
It's really not.
It's lost. It's lost for sure.
It's like the warehouse in Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like shit just goes in there and then it disappears for all the time.
Yeah, and it's so mysterious, and we're all curious to hear what's in it. But we have bantered on for too long. So if you would like to hear our previous episodes that are not that episode, don't forget to subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, and or Google Play.
And Spotify. We're on Spotify now.
Or YouTube.
Spotify now.
We are on Spotify now.
And if you don't like podcast platforms, you can also just go to our domain at powerful-podcast.com. And you can also find us on Instagram and Facebook at Powerful Podcast, where you can also message us. We read all of your messages and we'll reply. Don't worry, we're nice, kind of.
And we take criticism very well.
We do. We don't
We
start
do.
crying and like questioning our lives and changing our intros constantly. It's okay. That's how you know we're being genuine and we are not just like regurgitating out bullshit that someone's paying us to do.
And if
We
you
actually like this stuff
Because no one's paying us to do
because
this.
no one's paying us to do this. We
If
are
you,
actually operating at a negative still.
We had the greatest freedom.
Yeah, but that's okay. We're doing this because we like it, and we love you, our listeners, that I can't see right now. Yay.
And if you like us and shitty MS Paint arts and photos of CDs that me and only 4 buy, keep following us.
Yeah, if you want to see my album collection and Larry Biscuit's album collection, it's quite, and they're all like phone pictures, like in the glare of the sun. Follow us on Instagram.
Oh, and check us out on Twitter at PowerfulPM. We've gotten some shout outs on there. I always reply to people as long as it notifies me about it.
All right, thanks for doing that, ZF, because I don't know how to use Twitter.
No one does.
I've been learning.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and since we're at that, I'm going to reply to all of your messages on Facebook or comments and everything. So do follow us there.
Speaking of Facebook, Twitter, and social media, we've got some news for you today, and that is where we get a lot of our news because bands directly post to social media nowadays to make their announcements. So our first news item of the day is Twilight Force. They've announced a new vocalist. Who's the new vocalist?
The new vocalist is Alessandro Conti.
What?
What?
Of Rhapsody fame?
Wait, which Rhapsody, though?
This is
I don't
dated
know.
June 6, 2018, just for the record.
Yeah, it's not super recent. We would have put it on the last episode if we weren't in Middle Earth.
We were in Middle Earth.
This is a good follow-up, because I think it was like our second ever episode. We talked about the old singer from Twilight
Oh, and the
Force.
drama?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, the drama.
Juicy drama.
The juicy drama, yes.
We've come full circle now.
Yeah, so I'm glad we have a follow-up to that story.
Wait, doesn't he have a new band now?
Yeah, I think he's in something new now,
Yeah.
but they haven't put anything out.
I'll research this real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're gonna
let's keep
we're
going.
gonna research that, and then we're gonna throw in the show notes. So fans of I don't remember his name, Christian.
Erickson.
Yes, check out our show notes for his new project. But Twilight
Yeah.
Force now has Alessandro Conti.
Yeah, research that real quick while I do the, I don't know if I should call this a press release or a town herald crying this out. So give me a second to get into character here. Hear ye, hear ye. We are overjoyed, elated, and proud to finally present to you our brave and patient knights, the new singer of Twilight Force. Please welcome Alessandro Conti. He has now joined our alliance and will be a beacon of glory, hope, and inspiration to us all. His astounding musicality and delivery of emotional and star-spangled vocals is, in our opinion, without a shadow of a doubt, unparalleled within the genre today. And his radiant persona and wonderful character was a perfect match for everyone. We are honored and delighted to henceforth raise our swords, bows, daggers, and staves by his side in the adventure to come. So now, join us in a future illuminated by the fire of eternal light, and may the power of the dragon guide you all. / Twilight Force.
Wow, that was... I can just imagine you with, like, ballooning pants and, like, one of those hats and a scroll with, like, a feather standing on a box.
Well, that's convenient, because that's exactly what I'm wearing to record this.
The people. Oh, great. I want you to take a selfie, and I'll post it on our Instagram. Just kidding.
No, I'm not the Instagram one. I don't have cameras.
All right.
Because he's in the Middle Ages. Yeah. There's no cameras. That's why we're recording a podcast.
Yeah.
Over the internet.
So, well, you guys did the press release. I found another press release announcing Bill Hudson's Swedish-American power metal band Northtail, which is Christian Eriksen's new thing.
All right.
Ah, there you go.
So here's the press release. Thanks, everyone, for all the name suggestions and for the very kind messages we've been getting. We're very close to done tracking our first EP, and we expect to release it sometime after the summer. In the meantime, we'll be sharing videos and photos of the recording process. Our official Facebook page is going to be launched very soon, and in the meantime, you can follow us on Instagram at NorthtailOfficial and their Facebook link.
Nice. Thanks for sharing that.
Thanks, Larry.
And then Northtail is Bill Hudson on guitars, Christian Eriksen on vocals, Patrick Johansson on drums, Jimmy Pitts on keyboards, and Michael Plainfelt on bass.
All right. So, any fans of Twilight Force or their former vocalist, you can find those links in our show notes, which are on powerful-podcast.com. Our next news item is Ancient Bards is running a Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign for their 4th album.
Finally.
Yeah, it's been a while. Their last album, A New Dawn, what was it called?
Something like that.
A New Dawn Ending, that was it. Came out in 2014. So it's been a good long while since their last album. And I'm pretty hyped for this. I really like all of their albums so far. They're a Italian symphonic power metal band. They're not Rhapsody, but I think they're, in terms of like symphonic power metal bands these days, they're one of the best.
Or at least they were. We don't know.
Yeah. Their first 3 albums are pretty darn good. And they say they've been waiting for a while to like make sure it's all good to go. They want to make sure it's as good as it can be. And they're running a crowdfunding to make sure they can record it properly. They asked for 17,000 euros and actually already got that. And so they're just moving on stretch goals at this point for extra videos and stuff.
Oh, they've actually hit their second video stretch goal. Their next stretch goal is live at Wilhelminenfest at 25,000 euros, and then at 30,000 euros, they're going to be live at Wacken.
Yeah, they have a bunch of fan packages available. I think the interesting thing that they're offering as like the second perk is an alternate version of the album where it's more focused on the symphonic stuff and the vocals and less the guitars.
Oh, like a different mix of the album?
Yeah, something like that.
It's a special orchestral version.
That's nice. That's really nice.
It's the singer's voice accompanied by beautiful rearranged orchestrations.
Oh, wow. So it's like they did 2 separate recording sessions, one with like guitars and bass and one with an orchestra?
I guess.
I don't know.
I think it's just mixed differently without the guitars.
Yeah, I don't think you'd record actually twice different takes. You do only once.
Yeah. So are Ancient Bards signed to a record label? Is that why they're crowdfunding this? Because they're not?
I'd assume so.
Yeah, I think it's safe to assume that they are not tied to any label.
Yeah. So they need these funds to pay for like studio time and
to eat.
and to
To
eat.
eat, yeah.
Yes, that's important. And musicians must also eat. They require calories, just like normal people.
I'm looking at the different perks they have depending on how much you contribute, and I think it's a real nice, very nice options. And that some of this stuff is really worth putting some money in advance for.
If you're interested, I personally think the best deal is the Digipack plus T-shirt combo for €50. Because then you get a shirt fairly cheap, and you get the Digipack album also fairly cheap.
It's a cool looking shirt too, with like the blue and black like harp thing going on.
Yeah, I dig it.
Yeah,
it's like their new logo or
they
something.
have a nice crest. That's a very nice crest.
You can also get the T-shirt in white or black.
In all of the promotional stuff for the crowdfunding, they've put a lot of emphasis on continuing the story of the Black Crystal Sword saga, with this being part 2. I never paid attention to the story in their earlier albums, but I think I'll throw them a bone and I'll actually look at the lyrics when I go through the last one. Apparently it ended on a cliffhanger.
I really hope that their English lyrics stay at the same proficiency level. No like dissing on them, but I absolutely loved the bad English.
That's
and
the classic of Italian symphonic power metal.
Thick accents and a man doing the narration for female parts. Perfect.
I don't want to generalize to Italian power metal and interesting English, because I know a lot of metal bands choose to record in English because they want to reach a wider audience, and it might not be their first language. And shout outs to them. There's no way like I would be able to sing a song in another language. That sounds hella difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what we talked about with Hansi.
Yeah. Cool. So Asian Bards, support them. We'll have a link for their campaign.
Yes, that album is going to be called Origine. I think that's how you say that. It has cool album art.
I think it's just
coming
Origine.
Origine? I don't know. I'm not telling.
Yeah.
And that comes out, they said they plan to be October to December at the end of this year.
Real quick. So get in and buy your stuff if you want to buy your stuff.
Yeah, as of this recording, there's still about a month left, so when the episode comes out, you'll still at least have a few weeks.
Yeah, jump on it. So our next news item, which I don't think is really news, but it's still interesting. Dragonforce announced on their Facebook page, they said, "Do you know which Dragonforce albums are missing online for downloading or streaming? Please let us know in which countries, platforms, or websites. Spotify, iTunes, post a screenshot here. Let's fix this together, or we are gonna have an inhuman rampage."
Oh, those guys.
Oh, Dragonforce.
Yeah.
Who are they? I don't know.
But they're those guys that are so far away from stuff.
They're the Guitar Hero band.
They're so far away.
Day after day.
They have music before Guitar Hero. I'm just kidding. My God, don't chastise me. It was a joke.
Valley of the Damned is one of our favorite albums. Please don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Don't think we're posers.
We talk about Dragonforce like every episode.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't
Everyone
know
talks about Dragonforce.
Yeah, but
like
it's-
every
I think-
episode.
It's always someone's first episode, so just
True.
you, new listener, know that we love our Dragonforce.
We're just checking the boxes.
And now I think this is really cool that the band is taking the initiative to make their whole discography available worldwide, because as we know and as we see around all the time, maybe you live in the US and you're missing only 1 or 2 albums from a band because those 2 albums they were recorded with a different label, so they don't have the right licenses to put it there. Or maybe you live in Argentina and you're missing a different album. For example, I am missing Inhuman Rampage in Spotify from Dragonforce.
Oh no, what a loss.
Do you have Repowered Within down there?
Yeah.
Oh, see, we don't have that.
Yeah, we don't have that. We don't have blast beats with blast doors.
And I've been looking at the comments on the Facebook post. There's people from all over the place, like, UK, Israel, Philippines, Mexico, Canada, just pointing out just random albums like, oh, we don't have Inhuman Rampage, we don't have Repowered Within. Those look like the biggest culprits.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, like, if bands have music on Spotify, they don't earn that much money per play.
They don't.
But, like, does it significantly add up, you know?
Depends.
Like, does this really help if they make themselves available in more countries?
There's no reason not to if it's easy.
Like the
That's
first,
true.
For example, you don't earn a lot of money from Spotify, but it's more than zero.
Yeah, for sure.
It's better than having it pirated,
And it makes it easy to share.
Yeah.
It'll buy like one coffee or something. Just kidding. I hope it's more than that.
Yeah. Given the amount of people that actually pay for Spotify nowadays, it's worth it to have your stuff on there, especially if you are an established band like Dragonforce is.
Yeah, that's true. I think from what it sounds, it might be really worth it for bands that have already a huge following, so people don't like pirate their stuff, to just have it on Spotify, because Spotify is so easy to use.
Yeah, it's like a convenience thing.
And you can link it to Last.fm, and it's like you don't even need to have the songs. You can listen to whatever you want.
And then you have your nice graphics made with what albums you listen to on Spotify with your Last.fm thingy, and you have all value of them there 15 times.
And then again, if you're on Spotify, it makes it even easier to share with people.
Yeah.
You know, like that's especially a thing for smaller bands as opposed to something like Dragonforce. But being able to just like right click, copy, paste a song link to someone on a standard, more or less platform, it's pretty big deal.
Yeah, but I think for smaller bands, like if they put themselves on Bandcamp, they see more of the profit because I think it goes directly.
That's
two different platforms, though.
Yeah, it's two different models, two different business models. First of all, if you are just a band, an independent band, you can't just go and upload your album to Spotify, because Spotify only deals with labels. But you have to go through I think people call it an aggregator label, which is just a company that works as a label in regards to Spotify. What you do is you pay them a fixed amount, or, well, depending what, you have DistroKid, you have CD Baby, and some others. Those are the two biggest ones, and they distribute all your music digitally to all the streaming platforms, not just Spotify, but you need to pay them for that service. So if you want to know, like, it's an investment, and it can be a bit of a gamble if you don't have any sort of an audience.
Yeah.
Because let's say I just hired DistroKid, and I don't know, they charge me $50 a year to distribute or something. I don't know how much.
That's not bad.
I don't know
I've
how
heard
much.
DistroKid's pretty cheap and easy.
Yeah. I think DistroKid it's the easiest one to get into and the best one. I'm using it.
Do they take like rights or anything, or is it just
no?
You give it to them and they do it?
They just you give them, you make with them a licensing agreement, so they distribute all your stuff digitally. So it gets into iTunes, it gets into
I see.
Spotify, and
so you don't have to
like,
do that individually.
So it's just like we do, because if you're listening to this in iTunes, this got here to iTunes because we pay a company to distribute it there. So we use Simplecast, and it's the same kind of deal. You can't, as just an artist or person, go and deal with with these platforms, but you have these companies that act as middlemen. And if you are signed on a label, the label does all the business. And that's why, so copyright is complicated. And let's use this example of Dragonforce. Let's say Dragonforce recorded their first 4 albums with a random label that they found in England, and then they recorded 2 more albums with Nuclear Blast Records, and that's in England. And then they want to sell it in the US, or send it to Spotify in the US, and they make a licensing deal with I don't know, some other record company there in the US. So in the US, that third record company has the rights for all the albums in that country only. And that's why stuff is missing constantly for people in different countries, in different streaming services. Because in one country, one company has the rights to distribute it, and in another country, another company has the right to distribute it. And it's really cool to see that Dragonforce is taking this initiative of seeing exactly where their music is missing, and presumably they will go and talk to each of the license holders in every country and tell them, hey, we need this fixed because people can't listen to our music.
Yeah, this sounds like an overly complicated way just to get a band's music out to its audience.
Yeah.
Well, and then from a business perspective, they could also be doing this to like reconsolidate their rights as well. Try and figure out who has what, who doesn't have what, that sort of thing.
Oh my gosh.
Well, yeah, that can be too. And this thing is that this is one of the cases of technology going way faster than any legislation can, because all these licensing deals and copyright law is just old. It's before the internet. And for example, having a Bandcamp where you can sell as an artist your work directly to consumers, and they just take a very small cut here and there. It's something that was never thought about when people had to print CDs or print cassettes or vinyl records and ship them. Like, it didn't make sense to ship stuff because it can be very expensive. So sometimes it made more sense to, hey, I'm going to make a deal with this company that works in this country, the other side of the world, and they can print them and sell them. So that's the model around which all these licensing deals and stuff are built, which is no longer like the main. It's no longer how this works. Laws take a time to catch up, and changing all your way of working also takes time.
Oh, sounds complicated. Yeah, so if anyone else has noticed that like their favorite album or whatever is missing from Spotify, that's why. If any of that confused you, and I know I got a little confused,
I'm sorry.
You can email us your questions and we will forward them to Darko.
What?
No. The answer is you just deal with it. We can't.
Yeah.
We can't.
I'd say go and tell the band, at least.
Yeah.
Because maybe they don't know. Like I'm sure that if I uploaded something to DistroKid and some Japanese dude came and told me, hey, I can't listen to it in Spotify in Japan, I wouldn't have thought of it. Like, I didn't check every possible country. Bands might not know that their stuff is missing somewhere where they might have fans. Maybe they don't know people listen to them in Russia or Croatia or whatever country comes to mind. So
you don't VPN into every country after you release an album to make sure you're available there?
Jeez, what a bunch of lazy
Come on, dude.
That's like step number one.
all these VPNs.
That's what you do to your unpaid interns. Just kidding.
Unpaid band interns. Yeah.
Unpaid band interns.
Go tell your band. Go tell the band, because maybe they don't know, and maybe they can then talk to the people that actually handle that and make it work, like Dragonforce is trying to do here.
Yeah, they're a big enough name to hopefully get
Ask
something done.
nicely.
Yeah. Don't be a dick. Like, it's not their fault.
A lot of things by asking nicely. Speaking of albums that may or may not be good, we are going to highlight how many albums do we have here? We are going to highlight 8 albums from the first half of 2018. So these albums go from like heavy metal to like barely even power metal to like, I don't know, and we span a lot of countries. We have US, Germany, Brazil, Russia, Australia, and Italy. We're trying to be diverse, like with music style and country selection.
They're so diverse,
I guess. Yeah, super diverse. So the first album that we want to talk about is Riot, Armor of Light.
Riot 5. Roman numeral 5.
Riot Roman numeral 5. So if you want to look for this album, on your favorite platform. Type in Riot capital V. Or I guess it doesn't matter if you capitalize it or not.
I just want to point out that on the album art, the guy isn't wearing armor, so it makes no sense that it's called Armor of Light.
But he, but the Seal Man, but the muscular Seal
armor.
Man has a shield.
He's bathed in the light of God, and that is his armor.
Yeah, the armor is made of light.
Yeah.
Oh, it's made out of light. So it's just light. You can't. It's not literal armor.
If the light is not directed to your eyes, you can't see it.
How else would he show off his sweet pecs?
His
Not with light armor.
glistening pecs. The Seal Man has glistening pecs.
Is it a seal? Like I'm looking.
It is a
Yeah,
seal.
it's a seal.
Yeah.
It's a seal. They've been putting seals on their album covers forever.
Since before they were Riot 5.
Yeah, since they
Like
were
Riot 2.
just regular Riot.
That's not a joke.
Yeah, it's not a joke.
That's not a joke. They actually were Riot 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
So like Riot's been around since the 70s. Like I think their most well-known albums might be Fire Down Under or Thundersteel, which are some of my favorites. And they split up back in the 80s and they reunited, and their former guitarist and lead writer, Mark Reel, passed away. Rest in peace. But they decided to keep going and they changed the name to Riot 5. So we're on 5 now.
And they do it every time that the band changes, which is nice.
Which is nice. They give tribute.
It's like a memorial.
Like, we're still the same band, but, you know, it's a little different. And they're quite different sounding nowadays. It's like a lot more melodic and Euro powery than like a lot of their previous material.
It's still pretty USPME though.
Yeah, it's very like tratty.
Tratty,
Like,
is that a word?
Tratty. Like
Tratty,
traditional,
oh my God.
like traditional heavy metal-y.
I thought it was super Euro powery. Like it starts off, their first track, Victory, is super uplifting.
Well, that's like the best song on the album.
Victory, like it has such a memorable chorus.
I really liked Heart of a Lion, I think that had my favorite chorus on it. But I wasn't huge on the album like as a whole. Heart of a Lion is probably my favorite, and then the rest was like, eh.
And it has Messiah, which is, I think, my standout track. I don't know. See, I don't even like singing that much, but I'm singing like everything.
This is the most we've gotten out of you in like all of the podcast.
Like, literally the history of power metal podcast. Yeah, I don't know. This album like is pretty exciting to me. It has catchy choruses, which is like what power metal people like, I think. It has really strong rhythm guitar. It has killer riffs. I don't know. I like it.
It has seals.
It has seals.
Yeah.
Shout outs to the Riot Seal. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I love seals. I have these like stuffed animal seals. I don't know. I'll show you guys a picture later.
This is like the strangest way for an album to appeal to you.
Yeah.
It has it's Riot, so I like know there's gonna be a seal on it, but I just like seals coincidentally.
See, I had no idea that seals was their thing. I was just really confused why there's a jacked guy with an axe and a seal head.
I mean, why not?
Why? Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Do
I
you
guess
not like,
why not, yeah.
Do you not like jack dudes and seals?
I love jack dudes and seals.
Come on.
Well, there you go. I'm getting shut down pretty hard here. It's a good album. It's got riffs. It's got choruses. It's I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, shout outs to Riot, Armor of Light. Check it out.
Yeah.
Boom.
Although I think the album went on a little too long. I felt like by
Yeah,
the
it was
end,
pretty long.
I was kind of tired of their shtick. It's over an hour, which I feel like for this type of album is
It was
pushing it.
real.
It's 14
You're
songs.
right. It was really long.
Like, don't even worry about the over an hour. It's 14 songs. That's a lot.
You're getting bang for your buck on this one, guys.
Does it end with San Antonio? I didn't realize.
It
that-
ends with
That's like halfway through the album.
Thundersteel.
Do I have the wrong version?
Wait, hold up.
Thundersteel? Thundersteel is like an old...
Yeah, Thundersteel.
I'm
Track
looking at it
14.
on
Oh my God.
Spotify right now. There's 14
Maybe it's like the
songs.
digital deluxe edition or something.
Okay,
On
I must
Spotify.
not have the fancy digital deluxe edition.
4, tell me if these are all old songs. Caught in the Witch's Eye, Ready to Shine, Raining Fire, Unbelief, Thundersteel.
They are. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think they are.
Does your version of the album end with San Antonio? Because that's the 9th song out of 14 here.
Oh, I don't know. No. But Thunder feels like a classic song. Why is it here?
I don't know.
I do like how San Antonio was about San Antonio, Texas. I enjoyed that.
As opposed to the other San Antonios?
I don't know about being like about some fake San Antonio or like Saint Antonio.
Yeah, everyone likes songs about cities, dude.
Or I guess Saint Anthony.
We had that, was it a Visigoth song about like Salt Lake City earlier this year? And like, I love the Gloryhammer song, Hollywood Hootsman, because it's like the only
song about LA ever.
Dumb power metal song about Hollywood and LA.
And then we had Queen of All Cities about Constantinople. That was a good song. Judicator.
There you go. That's how you make a good song, guys. Make it about a city.
Make it about a city, but like be hilarious and make it about like a dinky town that no one knows.
I'll make it about Flagstaff, Arizona.
Like Flagstaff, Arizona.
Well, well, that's in his. Sorry, this is the old guy in me, but that city is mentioned in the rock and roll classic Route 66.
It is.
So it's
Route 66
worldwide known.
Goes right through Flagstaff, Arizona.
Yeah.
It is also the main thoroughfare going east-west in town. It's kind of a shit show. And then the main road coming north into town is Interstate 17, and then it just turns into the main thoroughfare going north-south for the west side of town. That's also kind of a shit show.
Well, today I learned that the highways in Flagstaff, Arizona are a hot mess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you just take I-17 north from Phoenix, you'll get to Flagstaff eventually.
Nice. Thank you for the directions. Now I know exactly how to navigate Arizona.
I feel like this is like the most off-topic album review we've ever had.
Yes, definitely.
We went totally off the wall.
Yeah.
From Shining Pecs to Seals to Flagstaff, Arizona.
It's a good transition.
And songs about cities.
Flagstaff's a great town. Check
we
it
can
out.
make a city playlist. You are like the Flagstaff tourism board right now.
Okay, we'll make a city playlist.
We'll make it. Well, if we feel like it, we're gonna make a
Yeah.
city playlist. No promises, though. That sounds kind of complicated.
Probably
Yeah,
not.
this is a music podcast, guys. How do you feel about the chord progressions in the 5th track, "Burn the Daylight"?
Oh, great.
Why are you
Great
asking
stuff.
hard questions?
I don't know.
You know who should be asking hard questions though? You know who should really be asking a lot of hard questions about what they're doing?
What?
Grailknights.
Why? What do you think about Grailknights? They have. I just know that they are from Germany, and in May 2018, they released an album called Knightfall, but that's like night spelled with a K, not like Nightfall.
Wow.
Damn, I'm loving this episode.
Yeah.
We have so much of you singing.
Blessing us for your
You know what I
singing.
thought about Grailknights? Hot take. Grailknights sucked.
Yo, that's strong fighting words.
Except there was one good song in the album. I'm going to start with that. The one good song in the album.
Is it March of the Skeletons?
It is March of the Skeletons.
Ha!
And if
That was
you're
my
a fan,
favorite song on the album.
If you're a fan of Necrogoblicon, you will like the track March of the Skeletons.
It has nothing to do with the rest of the album.
Like, I listened to it for the first time, and I'm like, holy shit, am I listening to Necrogoblicon's album Filth? No, I'm not. Because it's not about goblins.
It's about a lot of things.
But if they change the lyrics, if you change the lyrics on that song to be about, like, goblins and filth and whatnot, it would fit on that album.
You know, I saw some of you guys talking shit about this album, and I gave it a spin for the first time a few days ago. I gotta say, I was expecting bottom of the barrel meme tier garbage, which in some ways it kind of is. But I kind of like this album. I dug it actually.
It's not bottom of the barrel. It's not terrible.
No.
I personally do not like it. Honestly,
I thought I kind of liked like the fun spooky vibes that a lot of the songs had, like at least in the first half of the album. I feel like this would be a fun one to just bump at like Halloween time.
the only song that managed something like that for me was March of the Skeletons. I think it's the only
Great
song
song.
where they actually where that kind of spooky stuff actually is well done, and works throughout the whole song. Because in the rest of the songs, you have some times where you have the little synth that does stuff, but it doesn't really merge. It doesn't really. I just invented the word. It doesn't really mesh with the rest of the stuff in all the songs. I think it's pretty weak overall.
I know this one got a lot of attention with its single "Pumping Iron Power," which had Joachim from Sabaton in their cute animated music video.
Yeah, I think the video is the thing that got the attention of people, not the song.
It tapped the 80s nostalgia.
It's cool if they made an animated one. You don't see that often.
Yeah, I know,
So
but
you're telling me that this is a band that's like kind of, I guess they really emphasize their image.
Well, they dress up like colorful superheroes.
I think it was a good move because it worked. Like that video, it's nice. It's well done.
I think I lasted like 20 seconds, and I was like, I can't.
You should listen to March of the Skeletons. I think you'd like it.
Yeah.
March of the Skeletons is probably the best one. Pumping Iron Power has honestly grown on me. I know it's a horrible, dumb song, but I kind of like it in some ways.
You like what you like.
Yeah, you like what you like. It's okay. You
All
can
my credibility is going down the dumpster. This
No,
episode.
not at all. That's not how it works.
You're our
That's not how it
everyman
works.
this episode. It's fine. We always need
No,
an
it's
everyman.
fine.
It's
we,
fine.
we don't need to classify
Yeah.
albums as like good, or I don't know, as like I don't know, beginner or whatever. We talked about this in our previous episode.
You
but,
can like it. That's
if you
great.
like this album,
That doesn't
I
make you.
personally give you permission
Yeah,
to. It's fine.
It won't make you a better or worse person. And you're still our friend, of course. We're all friends.
We'll just make fun of you a little bit. But what friend doesn't get made fun of?
Yeah.
That's
So
that's
if
okay.
you like fun and spooky stuff and synths and sound effects and
And
It's not
Sabaton.
even always that synthy. Like some of the songs are more like their mellow, deathy side. Like Grail Skull Asylum is like more brutal.
The thing is that it has good synths. That's the one thing I can say. Like this isn't the. A lot of people always bitch about synths because you have synths instead of guitars, but here you have synths complementing guitars and actually doing stuff that makes sense. At least in March of the Skeletons. Well, I want to say one thing. There's one song I can't remember the name now. It might be Shadow of the Mountain, but it starts with this great heavy metal kind of guitar riff.
Yes, it's Shadow of the Mountain.
And then it goes somewhere else, and when it gets to the chorus, it's completely bland and boring, honestly. And I think it's a waste of a riff.
This is a pretty good riff.
A waste of a riff.
Yeah.
I'm listening to it live right now. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I'll agree that the album can be a bit all over the place, which might be intentional because if they're just throwing ideas around to fuck around with it.
Mixed feelings on this album from me. I don't know. Mixed meaning it just wasn't my thing, but like, you know, a lot of people like it.
I'm ready for some more March of the Skeletons. I don't know about you guys.
Listen to Necrogalicon. You'll get it.
No, I need knights and not goblins. It's totally different, dude.
Oh, it's
Nah, that's
totally
fair.
different
That's fair.
because like topic of the characters. I what do you call it? Like different
Theme?
fantasy characters totally affect the quality of the song. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this. But let's talk about Angra.
Oh,
We need a better transition than that. Come on.
no, that's fine.
No, it's okay.
It's a shoehorn
Yeah,
transition.
we
It's
don't want
good.
to force those.
Not every segue can be top tier.
Yeah,
That's fair.
yeah.
Okay.
And also, we're going like kind of diverse and wide with our collection of albums, and we've seemed to arrange them in like a nonsensical order, like
Oh no, it makes sense.
Grailknights, Angra.
Though I guess Riot should have been at the bottom of the list if we're like lumping things by sound.
No, we've sorted it randomly.
I like sorting it randomly because it means we hit like a variety.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that we did that on purpose. So Angra released an album called they're a Brazilian I guess power progressive metal band, and they've released an album called ØMNI in February 2018.
First album with hot new singer Fabio Leone.
First? No,
Is it
second.
not? Is it not?
I don't think it's
first.
first.
Did I miss an album?
He's been there
Secret
forever.
Garden.
I must have missed an album then.
You missed Secret Garden.
I wouldn't be surprised that I missed an album. I don't like Fabio and Angra, so I probably ignored it.
I don't either, but I like this album. ØMNI, I thought was very enjoyable to listen to, and I think whereas in Fabio in Secret Garden like stood out, and he used way too much vibrato, and he sounded like his Rhapsody of Fire self. He fit in a lot better here. I think their first single was it Travelers of Time?
I can't remember.
But anyway, or was it Light of Transcendence? I don't know. It's their first 2 tracks, but they incorporate like I don't know how to describe this, but like Brazilian sounding drums.
Oh, the drums. Yeah, the drums. I know what you're talking about. The hand drums.
Travelers of Time.
Yeah, and then among all that, like there's still like very strong guitar presence, and like the chorus is very power metal-y, especially in like Light of Transcendence.
I think they have guest vocalists getting thrown around too, so if you're not fond of Fabio in Angra, then you've got some other options there.
You've got Alyssa Whitegoose in Black Widow's Web, who is also like the most common guest vocalist ever. So every band I feel like has a song featuring Fabio or Alyssa. They're very well connected in the musical industry.
Wonder if he actually is the most guested singer. We should look into that.
In power metal?
In power metal, yeah. Like
maybe
he might deserve a distinction. Like we can get him a little trophy or something.
Most guest vocal appearances.
Hansi does a lot of guest vocals.
Hansi does a lot.
Hansi gets around. Michael Kiske gets around.
I mean, we sort of did it too, but if you put featuring Hansi Kirsch on anything, it's gonna sell.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. There's
Unless
a reason
it doesn't
for that.
have Hansi, and then word will get around that you're just trying to cash in.
It's like, hey, you put featuring Hansi Kirsch, but you don't have Hansi.
Like, he makes every song better. He makes our podcast better. Like, you can't really go wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, before we get derailed again by muscular people and furry, cute animals, what did you all think of the rest of this album?
My first time I listened to it, I absolutely hated it because I'm like, oh my god, Fabio does not fit. His voice is too floaty, doesn't fit with anything they're doing. But then I listened to it again like a month and a half later. I'm like, oh. All right, this is okay.
So I gave this album an initial run through, and I'm not too fond of modern Angra in general. Like Fabio, like I don't really care either way. But so I wasn't too big on this album the first run through. I gave it a second listen, and it really grew on me. So maybe they intend that. Maybe there's a lot going on with this album. Like the first song, "Light of Transcendence," is my favorite. When I heard that, I'm like, holy shit, is Angra good again? And no one told me.
That's a big
statement.
statement.
Oh my god, yeah. They are good again. And I tried to tell you all, like, throughout the year, this album was released, like, months ago. And like, I knew a lot of people just automatically dismissed it because they didn't like Fabio. But I was like, yo, I think this is actually really good.
That's a lie, because you dismissed it for having Fabio
for
a while.
I did not. Because anything Angra, I'll listen to it. Because I really like Angra.
No, I really like Angra too.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I listened to it only once, and I enjoyed it. I plan to listen to it
like
more
100 times. I think it's my most listened to album this year.
Oh,
wow.
Damn.
That's impressive.
That's contender for
AOTY.
Album of the Year.
I think I don't know if I would call this album of the year because I don't really have an album of the year. There's just some stuff that I really like, but
you gotta let it sit for a bit. You can't make a big call like that yet.
Yeah.
I can't make a big call like that until December 25th, Christmas.
Until Christmas, and then something
until Christmas.
Something huge drops December 31st, and I have to tune it
it'll
all
click.
over again. My gosh, yeah. I really like the song "The Bottom of My Soul," the one that Raphael sings. It's really nice. And then the next one is "War Horns." I don't know the words.
I I'm really enjoying your singing. I liked
Yeah.
Warhorns as well.
Yeah. And then I think my top track is really weird, but it's Caveman. It just switches from like a folky sounding to, I don't know, it has a lot of folk elements in it.
Yeah, when they bring in those like Brazilian folk elements, I think it's really
Yeah,
cool.
and I was like, this is Angra, you know, I like to hear that stuff. Yeah, so Angra, ØMNI, the O has a little slash through it, but if you just Google Angra ØMNI, you will find it.
Maybe I'm weird, but I like the outro ØMNI Infinite Nothing, which is just like this weird instrumental thing. I thought it was really dope.
Nice.
Usually instrumental outros are boring and lame and unnecessary. I was into that one.
I don't know, I think Angra generally does a good job with
Yeah.
their instrumental intros and outros.
Angra is good at instrumentals, yeah.
Like Gate 13 on Temple of Shadows, I was like, I literally skip every
Temple of
instrumental.
Shadows is amazing.
Temple of Shadows is the best, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, I don't know, even Deus the Volt into Spread Your Fire, that's like,
Yeah.
I always
was
listen to those
that
together.
That needs to be there.
I always listen to those together. I don't think I've ever skipped it.
Yeah. So speaking of Temple of Shadows, so Larry Biscuit found
Wait,
this
wait.
like, wait, what? Dude, I was
So-
trying to put an
no,
intro.
wait.
Stop.
So, Angra ØMNI, are you guys excited to see Angra later this year?
Yes.
Yes, very much.
Right, coming off of
I'm
ØMNI.
pumped.
Yes.
They're coming to my town in September.
Are you going to see them twice?
No, I'm not. I'm not
Oh, you're
going
not-
to Prague
Right.
Tower, or like to the first 2 days of Prague
Are
Tower.
they day 1 or 2? I don't remember which is which.
They're 1 and 2. I don't remember which, but they're one of them.
I'm still waiting to hear about how the whole fans pick the set list thing is supposed to go.
Yeah.
We're getting close, guys.
Yeah, we're getting really
You need to
close.
Tell us.
We're getting real close, and we're gonna meet in real life. And what if we hate each other?
Bum, bum, bum.
I've already met you guys in real life.
You haven't met
I'm
Darko.
so scared.
What if Darko's the worst?
What if we're all the worst?
Darko's the sweetest guy. I can't see that happening.
But I'm like insufferable in real life. Just kidding.
All right, but yeah, Angra. I might see them twice. So nice, I'll see them twice.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
knows?
And if you can't get enough of Angra, Swards.
Swords.
What's a Swards.
A sword is like a field of grass.
And they are also like a young, relatively new band from Brazil. And in January 2018, they released an EP called A New Unknown.
Oh man, Swords, A New Unknown. Also, unrelated to A New Unknown, they have a cover of Heroes of Sand. Very good. Probably the best cover I've ever heard.
And like Swards sounds a lot like Angra, and they have like a lot of energy. Like they have a lot of young energy. They're like baby Angra.
They capture the Edu Angra envelope sound very well.
Yeah, literal Angra worship. The backing orchestration in the Swards EP is very Rebirth-y sounding.
Yeah, I was fond of I think it's like the second song on the EP. It has like a lot of folksy
Yeah.
stuff to it. And I was really fond of that one.
Broken Dimension, yeah.
That one.
Yeah, and they even have a song called Dry Horizon, and Angra loves singing about horizons, and they just love horizons in general. So it was like, this is a literal shout out.
I really enjoyed it as well. I liked Swords just as I like Angra. Just as you said, it's like we can not try and this is like a cute nickname, calling them Baby Angra.
Yeah.
It's positive. This is a positive
Yeah,
thing
it's
because
not
it's
like a
very good. They are
Yeah.
still their own band, and I think it's good and it's worth checking out.
I'm very excited to see what they do next. I assume they're going to come out with a full-length album next. I've talked to them on like Facebook. They seem to be cool dudes.
Nice.
I'm very excited to see where they go, and I'm also very excited to see what happens with the singer when he pulls his braces off.
Wow. This is like
Oh,
like Rock Lee style.
potential.
Like, what's gonna happen? Is braces like the whole Dragon Ball Z training in the hyperbaric
my
chamber kind of thing?
I thought the vocals was like the weakest part of this album. So, is it because of the braces?
Like, he's gonna pull them off, and he's gonna be like the second coming of fucking power metal Jesus or something. Who knows?
Oh my god. I'm very excited. So as you can tell, we're all very excited for the future of this little band called Swards.
We get in on the ground floor right now. Swards.
They are surprisingly on Spotify in the US and Argentina, at least.
Yes.
So that is 2 countries that are able to listen to them.
Yeah, Larry had been talking up this album for like months, and I just never bothered to look them up. But I'm very glad that I finally did for this episode, because I thought the album was very good.
He described them as baby Angra to me, and I was like, ooh, I like Angra. Let's do this. All right, so more albums on our nonsensical list.
Oh, here we go. This is me.
Makes sense. So
This is my thing.
Can you just read the title of this? Because I can't speak Russian.
The next album is a little band called Atom 76. It means atom. It's Atom 76. Atom, like a nuclear particle, -76. And the album is called, I forgot to write the album down. It's Pokoleni, no, I forgot how to say one.
Well, you say 1. It's 01.
Pokolenia Nologin.
Okay.
I don't know if we have any Russian listeners, but yeah.
Criticize me on my accent. Go for it. Why not?
Yeah, it's okay. We're all learning.
The album is called Generation 1.
Generation, is that what it's trying
Generation 1 by Atom 76.
Nice.
Cool.
I listened to this.
How did you like
I
it?
liked it a lot. I liked it a lot. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. I don't think it's power metal, but I like it a lot.
Yeah, I didn't think it was power metal either. It was
No?
like a I don't know what it's about, but it sounds like it could be like a rock opera or something.
I don't know either, so who
No.
knows?
I don't know. Everything's in Russian.
I don't speak Russian.
I don't even know how to talk about the songs on this album because I literally can't read any of the names.
I just go by track numbers.
How's the
Yeah.
music? Yeah, just talk about what the general sound of the music was like, if y'all want.
I wasn't very fond of this album. I thought it was boring. I'm sorry.
That's
You guys talk about it.
This is my album of the year so
It's your
far.
album of the year. That sounds
So far.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's what blows my mind. Like, I feel like Larry and I usually have similar-ish tastes. This is his album of the year, and I can't stand it.
That means you guys are different people.
yeah.
Imagine that.
Contrary to popular opinion.
Yeah, this will be the one where people finally tell us apart.
So, Darko, why is this not power metal? Tell us.
Because to me it sounds more like the slow-paced symphonic stuff you would listen to, even if it doesn't have a complete orchestral score blasting all the time. I think it's just like I would put this in the same place as Arctida that we mentioned in another episode, also from Russia, that are more symphonic, are more heavy on the symphonic part. This is like those nice mid-tempo Nightwish songs with a male vocalist, so the sound is different. But like the feeling I get is not like the one I get when I listen to power metal. Power metal, it's like this is fast and powerful and heavy, and like I'm going to go running and kill that dragon or ride it, depending on the song. But and
Don't
this
kill
is
the
more
dragon. What did it do to you? Sorry, go on.
Let's ride the dragon into glorious battle.
If it's evil, you can kill it, though.
This is more like, this is a different kind of feel. This is it has like those sections that are very like industrial stuff. Like this is what I thought that what's the name of the band, the Tommy band?
Camelot.
Camelot.
Yeah, this is a lot more in the Camelot vein.
Yeah, this is what I thought Camelot was going to do when they say they were going to introduce more industrial stuff in their new album.
I agree with that. They do have a lot of industrial elements that they borrowed from. It's very much what I would have thought the industrial Camelot would sound like.
Yeah, this is what I was expecting.
I will counter with I've listened to a lot of the big bands from pretty much the advent of Russian power metal back in like the mid-90s. And this is sort of just the direction that Russian power metal specifically has been going. Kind of like how European power metal lately has been trending towards the synthy Sabaton Powerwolf kind of style.
That's just Sweden.
One Powerwolf too. They're not Swedish. And Gloryhammer, that whole kind of style. A lot of it's been trending towards that. The Russian scene, at least in my limited experience, has been trending towards a little bit slower songs, not necessarily slow, but slower.
Yeah, it's not slow.
Like mid-tempo,
very
90 BPM.
Like very well done backing symphonic tracks.
Yeah.
To accentuate and not take away from anything else.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Okay. Yeah, I just have in my head power metal is always like
fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
Did you just write a power metal song?
Probably.
Probably.
That was sick.
But I still going to I really want to accentuate that I really like this album. I like it a lot.
If anyone is interested, anyone in the audience or any of you guys is interested in checking out Russian power metal, Epidemia is the band to check out. They've been around since like 94 or 96. And they put out an album just about every 2 years since then.
Wow, that's
a lot of albums.
They had an album this year as well. It was very good.
Yeah, and some of these bands might be difficult to find because the band names are in the Russian alphabet. So go to our show notes and you can copy and paste from there.
If you type phonetically in English as well on Metal Archives, generally it'll come up. Metal Archives is pretty good.
Yeah.
If you type Adam76 in Metal Archives, it'll show up. They're generally pretty good about it.
Oh, it didn't work on Spotify. I have to paste it on.
No, Spotify it doesn't. No, but Metal Archives it'll show up.
Yeah. And you can copy from there.
Yeah.
Standout tracks for me on this album were 4, 5, and 6. It's a ballad, and then the title track, and then the song after the title track.
Yeah, I was gonna say the one that I was kind of into was track 5. I think it's the title track. It has a 01 at the end.
It's the title track. It's got some dope guitar work. Like, holy shit.
Oh.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
if I had to pick one to recommend, I'd go for that one.
Track 4 was the ballad. It's called Red Light. Krasnaya Svet. And
wow,
then
you looked up the pronunciation. That's pretty cool.
I've been learning the Cyrillic alphabet. So
Nice.
I can't speak Russian, but I can transliterate it, which is convenient.
Cool. Yeah, languages are hard, but check out this band.
I have a little tidbit about languages. They say dawn a lot in Russian. Like, Dragonforce will be like, everything's so far away, and fire, and whatever. You know, they've got their buzzwords. A lot of bands in Russia say stuff happens at dawn, or relate stuff to dawn, stuff like that.
So Russians like mornings?
I guess.
That's cool.
I don't know. Maybe they don't have much else to look forward to out in Russia. Who knows?
I don't know. Something tells me that the people that live in the various countries are just regular people that just want to do regular people things.
This is sort of unrelated, but I picked up something similar to that when I was listening to a band who was singing in Spanish. They said "mi corazón" or "my heart" a lot.
Yeah.
Oh,
which
is nice.
Yeah, so I thought that was just an interesting little cultural thing that came through. That band was a Ariadna project. Check them out; they're good.
Such a good band.
Well, they're from Argentina, right?
They are from Argentina. Yes, I saw them opening for Rhapsody.
Darka recommended them, so
they're good. They have a good singer, which is a weird thing to find here. Honestly, I recommend them.
All right, but yeah, for fans of Adam76, I'll have a whole bunch of bands down in the description, maybe, or ask me about it, and I'll put them out there.
I think in one of our old show notes there was a list of Russian bands that Mr. Biscuit has recommended, and we'll paste it again here just for your convenience, I guess.
And yeah, if anyone's interested, shoot us a message or send us a comment on Facebook. I'd love to talk about Russian bands.
Yeah. Speaking of not Russian bands, That was horrible. Let's talk about Espionage and their first full-length album, Digital Dystopia. Espionage is a band from Australia. We don't get a lot of stuff from Australia, so shout-outs to Australia.
We need to say this about this album. Their intro track is called Prelude to Power, and that is awesome.
It's really good. It's a good intro. God.
Yeah, don't skip that intro. I know I skip intros usually, but I just had it on accident once, and I was like, I like this. This is good.
Yeah, overall, this album, I was very fond of this one. Lots of riffs, lots of great choruses. It kind of reminded me of Riot 5's album, because I listened to them close to each other. But overall, I think I like this one better.
Yeah, this is like hard-hitting heavy metal, and it's like, I think the lyrical theme is sci-fi-ish, but it has a ton of catchy choruses, like awesome guitar counter melodies, and the vocalist had high-pitched vocals, so if you're into, like, I don't know, Judas Priest-y sounding stuff, I would check this out. And it has like a lot of really cool speed metal-y solos, but it is not lacking at all in like strong choruses that I know power metal fans love, and I know I like it too.
Yeah, the first real track, Enter the Arena, which that's a great song for a first track. It's got all these guest vocalists on it, or guest musicians, and it's got a beautiful chorus. It really just gets you going. It really sucks you into the album.
I love the title track, Digital Dystopia. That's probably my favorite.
Yeah, that's the one. They had like some keyboards on that one too, right?
Oh yeah, there's like some really cool like atmospheric synths in the beginning.
Yeah, the cover art for this album is probably one of my favorites. It's super Blade Runner-y.
Oh yeah, this is like, yeah, it's like a cityscape, and the color theme is very like, it's blue and dark, and I don't know, it is very Blade Runner-y.
Yeah, like the floating cop cars, I think, are like literally the Blade Runner things.
Yeah, it's like a cyberpunk Hong Kong street kind of deal.
Yeah, totally.
Cyberpunk Hong Kong street, that's awesome. Yeah, I don't know, this album was awesome. Like the last track, what is it called? The last
War-Torn
track
Atrocities.
is called War-Torn Atrocities. Like it's beautiful. Like there's this part that has like layered chorus. Like the guitars kind of stop. It's just the chorus vocals with drums. Is so powerful. Like
we're all about powerful.
Yeah.
I thought War-Torn Atrocities was pretty great
fades
too.
Away like in instrumental. It just like slowly fades, and you're like, holy shit, what just happened? Yeah, I don't know, man. You know what? This album might be album of the year-ish, but no guarantees. But
album of the year.
I don't know.
Would you call it debut of the year, maybe?
Debut of the year. I don't know. Like these titles they have such heavy weight on them, and I don't. And there are no
people like it when it's dramatic. You gotta draw them in.
There are no guarantees in life.
You gotta pick for Swards or Espionage, debut of the year.
Swards is an EP though, so you can kind of have some wiggle room.
Okay.
Espionage.
Debut full length of the year. Espionage.
I like heavy metal-y sounding things.
Yeah, they were very maiden-y, especially towards the end. Lost in Space especially I thought was a very maiden sounding track.
Yeah. There's a lot of tracks called Lost in Space, but
Avantasia has one.
I really like this one. So check out Espionage from Australia. I bought their album on Bandcamp, and you too can. And I realized recently that Bandcamp like had an app, and that just like made me drain my PayPal balance because it was so easy to buy albums.
Did you buy a CD or just digital?
I just buy digital because I don't know. I just wanted the digital copy. I figured it might be like complicated, like shipping from Australia and stuff.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, shipping is a whole nother mess that I don't want to deal with, but I still want to give them money because this album is awesome. Yeah, y'all should listen to this. If you don't get anything out of our rambles, do this album. to Espionage.
I mean, it took like an hour to get to the thesis of this episode.
Did I commit hard enough? Like,
No, we need you to double down more.
You need to move to Australia.
yeah, I actually like. I don't. The first track I might have heard from this is the title track, and I was like, "This is amazing." And then I listened to the album a few times, and I was like, "This is okay." And then I came back to it, and I was like, "Wait, I changed my mind. I actually really like this." So yeah, Espionage, Digital Dystopia, Australia. Hi, Australians. I don't know a lot of you, but hi. All right, so we have two more albums that we want to talk about. One is barely power metal. It's like, and the other is a heavy metal band. And because we are going in a random order today, we are going to talk about the barely power metal band, which is called Frozen Crown. And they are from Italy. And in February, they released an album called The Fallen King.
I really like this album.
I'm quite fond of it as well.
I don't know why you're saying they're like barely power metal.
Yeah,
though.
this is very power metal.
This is. Yeah,
Okay,
they sound
I
like.
don't know,
Here's my hot take on it.
Go.
I don't like Seven Kingdoms. These guys sound like a better Seven Kingdoms.
I was gonna say that they sound a lot like Seven Kingdoms or Unleash the Archers, so I was shocked to find out that they're Italian and not American.
Yeah. These guys would fit in so much in the current North American power metal scene with like Judicator and Seven Kingdoms and Dire Peril and Unleash the Archers.
I think
blah,
the
blah,
reason
blah.
why I said they're barely power metal is because they have harsh vocals.
On like 2 songs for like
Everyone's
10
doing that.
seconds.
Everyone's doing that
It's
now.
okay to
No,
do
no, no,
that.
no,
It's for
there's-
flavor.
There's this track called Netherstorm that was super
I
winter
love
sunny.
Nether-
That's
Storm.
one
I
of the
know.
best songs.
I know, I love it. It's my favorite from this album. I really like this album. It totally reminds me of Winter Sun, and
Like everyone's doing that these days.
You know what? You know what? Like, really surprised me about this album. Like, the guitarist, like whoever the guitarist is, this person like has some really crazy interval work. Like the guitar work is surprisingly complex for such a like, I don't know, for this band
I'm gonna look up her name
that
real
I've
quick.
never heard of until this year.
Talia Bellaseca.
Yeah, shout
Sounds
outs,
Italian.
shout outs to her. That
Yep.
was
We've-
awesome.
We've joked about Italian power metal here, right?
Yeah,
On previous episodes.
We
probably.
joked about it on this episode.
That's
it's
true.
Talia.
I'm surprised that these guys were from Italy though, like what you guys said. I thought they were going to be from America just listening to it. I was doubly surprised when I saw that they were Italian, and I was like, holy shit, good power metal from Italy?
Whoa,
Dude,
whoa,
power
whoa,
metal
whoa,
from
whoa,
Italy is
whoa, whoa,
great.
whoa,
When was the
whoa,
last
what
time
the
that
fuck?
happened?
Labyrinth,
What the
Labyrinth?
hell?
Domine.
Ancient Bards' last album 4 years ago, clearly.
When was the last time that happened for? Not all these bands from like 10 years ago.
1998.
Not all these bands from 20 years ago.
I am just kidding. I am just kidding. Whatever is it Domine or Domine?
I think it's Domine.
Domine. I don't know. See, this
I
is
call
how
it
you
Domine.
tell that you're on the internet all the time because you don't talk to people. So like you know what things are spelled like.
Bellaseca.
But
Like, last year we had the Fogalord album. It wasn't
Whoa.
great.
Hey,
Stormbringer
this year,
Ruler
though-
was 2001. So 2001, not 1998.
This year we've got Frozen Crown, and that's making up for Fogalord.
I wanna. I'm just looking at this. I haven't listened to Frozen Crown yet.
You
The way
should.
you're talking, I want to. I'm going to do it as soon as we drop. But I'm checking here at least in Metal Archives, and it says Talia is 18 years
Oh my
old.
God.
What the fuck?
Wow, that's
So if she's
amazing.
as good as you're all raving about, this might
Oh my god,
this might grow
the
into
guitar
something
work
great.
is so good.
We got another groundwork band here, guys.
Yeah, follow this band.
Hopping on the ground.
Follow this guitarist.
Frozen
They
Crown,
are
Swards,
the future.
ground floor power metal.
Something
right
I
now.
really, really liked about this album, and something that I'm just kind of a sucker for in general, is when bands combine male and female vocals to get like those two flavors,
yes.
like either complementing each other or battling against each other, depending on what the song is doing. I always am a sucker for that. These guys really pulled that off.
I agree. I'm also a sucker for the mixing harsh and cleans, which they also do.
And like the male vocals aren't always harsh, they're not always clean. He kind of does both.
Yeah, they do both of those things separately. It's great. Very flavorful vocals.
Flavorful. That's
Flavorful.
good texture.
a flavor.
Is this Food Network or Powerful? That's up to you.
Flavorful with hints of sauna.
Hints of sauna.
Nice sauna notes in the nose.
Oh god, I don't know why that made me feel like really grossed out and sticky.
We haven't made sauna jokes in like 3 episodes.
Back to basics.
You guys, I was gonna make a sauna joke because I'm so when we're recording, I am sitting on the floor in the corner of my bedroom. My laptop, which is from like 2012, is on a yoga block.
Is it
I am
hot?
surrounded by cables, and I turn off the AC and close the windows, and I was like, man, I wish I had a studio.
Oh, I feel you. It's hot.
/ sauna.
It's hot out in Phoenix too. I understand.
Is this your sob story to get people to donate money to us?
Maybe.
Buy me an AC unit, guys. I'm sweating. I'm sweating through my computer.
I turn off my AC so it wouldn't make background noise.
Yeah, AC is still a lot of noise.
Yeah.
I'm thinking my favorite songs on this Frozen Crown album. There were a lot that I really liked. The first one, "Fail No More," is like that's just like straight uplifting power metal. Thank you. I also really liked the couple of singles they had, "Kings" and "The Shield Maiden."
To Infinity was great too.
To Infinity is great too. Yeah. I think 2 of my favorites, though, were the last 2 songs, "Everwinter" and "Netherstorm."
Oh my god,
Netherstorm
really cool. Is so good.
My picks on this one, To Infinity and Netherstorm. What about you, Floor?
Shield Maiden and Netherstorm.
That's 3 picks for Netherstorm.
Netherstorm wins. Good job, guys.
Netherstorm wins. Good job. Democracy.
When I was looking stuff up before recording, they said they're dropping a new music video in a few days. It should be up by the time this episode is done as well.
Baby.
So
We'll add that to the news.
I want to do a segment on music videos sometime in the future.
Oh, that's a great idea. How did we not think of this before?
Because power metal.
Because of music video night the other night.
Yeah, we had a music video night with just like the 4 of us and like some other guys, and oh my god, power metal music videos are hilarious.
We're never gonna forget about Reign of a Thousand Flames.
Yeah.
That's the gold standard.
Does anyone else think Reign of a Thousand Flames is the best power metal music video ever created? Let us know, because that is our top
It's not
choice.
A debate. It is.
It is not a debate. This is the greatest
Subjective
power
facts.
They've already let us know. I posted about it the other day.
Yeah.
I have offsite backups. I have offsite backups of that video just in case something ever happens to it.
Yeah, because it's like it's part of history. Like if humanity ceases to exist,
we're gonna need that video.
Aliens
during the apocalypse.
Post-apocalypse, and aliens are exploring the remnants of Earth, and they're like, I want to know about the culture of Homo sapiens.
Music culture.
They're like, wow, these beings had intellect and culture, and they created this thing called music. Oh, what's this? Reign of a Thousand Flames.
They say, "Oh no, we're not worthy of this human race."
And they're gonna see that as a ritual. That's one of our greatest rituals is the Reign of a Thousand Flames.
Where you spin a sword around and around. Oh my god, I love this.
And you have a naked lady licking a knife.
Naked lady licking a sword with like her eyes rolled back. Like
one of our greatest, most sacred rituals.
And amazing special effects.
Yeah.
Naked sword licking. Oh my gosh, and fireballs over like a green screen castle. Anyway, I don't know how to gracefully transition this, but our last album that we want to highlight is Ancient Empire's Eternal Soldier.
And really, we're just highlighting it because it came out like last week.
Yeah, it came
So
out.
fresh.
It came out on July 4th, and they had like a little American flag on it.
So
which is,
patriotic.
like, I guess.
It's fresh. It was supposed to come out at the end of the month, but it's coming out 2 weeks ago instead.
Yeah, and also this album came out like half a year after the last full length.
Oh shit!
We're like, what? Ancient Empire just has a bunch of full length songs recorded and like stocked up and ready to release.
Well, the thing about that is though, this album also came out 7 months ago. Same album. It was called
What?
The Tower.
That's
Sick joke, dudes.
yeah.
Because it's the same album. I was disappointed.
I don't know
Yeah.
if I was disappointed, but Yeah, maybe they are too close. They are too similar. That's not that much new.
Yeah, I think I'd be like a lot more excited about this if I didn't already hear, purchase, and love the tower. Because I was listening to this and I was like, War Without End is literally Battle of Sterling Bridge. Yeah. Same chorus.
Same track. It's almost the same length too. It's like 20 seconds off.
Yeah, Battle for Sterling Bridge is like the best song on that album.
Same riffs, same chorus, same everything. It's the same song. No offense to Ancient Empire. You do a lot of work. It's just like one guy. It's one guy doing like the whole thing basically.
Yeah, we still we still like your stuff. Please keep doing stuff.
Yeah.
I hear he has a second project called Shadow Killer that also had an album.
Yeah.
Come out like last week. I heard it's really good.
A busy person.
I heard a song from it and well, you can tell it's the same guy because clearly he has a style and that's cool because we like your style. But I think I liked more the one song I listened from Shadow Killer than the ones on the new Ancient Empire on Eternal Soldier.
Yeah, the Eternal Soldier had a lot of like Ancient Empire-y sounding stuff that we heard in the Tower and even in Otherworld. Like it has like these layered vocals. It has a lot of like really catchy riffs and also has really strong choruses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But there's just like a lot of melodic and riff similarities between this and the Tower, I thought. I think if I have never heard the Tower, like I would be
we would be raving about this one.
Yeah, I'm sure this is a really good album.
You're a herder and stuff.
We've just heard it before.
Yeah, there's nothing like bad about it. It's just yeah.
Like I have songs from both the Tower and Eternal Soldier mixed up in my playlists, but without thinking which one belongs where. But there are songs from both.
Yeah.
And I mean, hell, if it came out like a year and a half from now, too, we probably would have really liked it, too. Because we wouldn't remember the Tower. It wouldn't be fresh on our minds.
We would remember. No, I still remember it. Well, that's the problem. I still remember it.
Yeah, it wouldn't be fresh if it came out a year and a half from now.
So he wrote too memorable of an album.
Too memorable.
Yeah, it's a compliment. Exactly.
It really is. Yeah, so shout outs to Ancient Empire. Check this out if you haven't heard the Tower yet. Or
check it out anyway. Check one or both out. Why not?
Check one or both out. Yeah. So those are our 8 albums that we wanted to highlight that came out in the first half of 2018. If you want to see our personal top 5 lists or top whatever lists, we will put those in the show notes in case. I don't know if y'all are like curious about how like the 4 of us like what we like individually. But if you are, show notes, powerful-podcast.com.
We'll have both power metal picks and non-power metal picks because we listen to a diverse range of music.
Do you guys want to give brief shout-outs to any other random albums without getting as in-depth?
Okay, shout-outs to my favorite albums of the year. I'm not going to be all like, album of the year, because it's too soon. Alkaloid Liquid Anatomy, really cool stuff. Uada, Cult of a Dying Sun. Shout-outs to Portland. And Sojourner, The Shadowed Road.
Shout-outs for Hoth, for Astral Necromancy. Mesarthim, The Density Parameter, and PowerTel. I'm not going to bother reading this right now because it'll take me a minute. It's Russian. PowerTel, 2 words.
Okay.
It'll take me a minute.
Google Translate and read it out loud.
Sempodemid. I don't know. It's seven Underground Kings, but in Russian.
Yeah, I wanted to give a shout out to the band Ex Libris, I think that's how you say it, and their album Inertia.
Ooh, that was good.
Band from Poland. That album was very excellent. I definitely recommend you guys check it out. It's one of my favorites so far this year.
That's new, right?
Yeah, it's from this like a month or 2 ago, I think.
It's good.
Yeah,
I remember it.
Highly recommend that one. I'm also fond of Visions of Atlantis' new album this year, The Deep and the Dark. This is a band that's been through so many lineup changes that I don't really know what the like original thing is, but this recent album is very good. I would call it pleasant if I had to give it a single adjective. It's not really that heavy, but like all the symphonic and keyboard elements are just very, very pretty. And it's catchy and fun, and I really enjoyed it. It's calming. I really dig like I said with Frozen Crown, the male and female vocalists. Their male vocalist is the guy from Dragony.
Oh.
Siegfried Sammer, I think is how you say his name. I was like really surprised when all of a sudden his voice came on. So check them out. That was a good one.
I'm sorry, I have one more.
Go for it.
I actually have a couple more.
Yeah, you go.
Arc Storm. This is a Japanese band. They had an album, Voyage of the Rage. Very good.
Nice.
Probably the best album I've heard from Japan so far this year. I've heard a couple. This is the only one that stood out to me.
Japan's like the one portion of the world we didn't really cover on this episode
We
yet.
are gonna do something featuring Japanese music at some point in the future. We have it in the works.
One day.
Yeah.
It's in the pipeline.
It's in the pipeline. I'll tell you that much.
Our developers are looking into it.
Our developers. Soon, trademark. Yeah. Any other bands that you all liked this year?
I want to mention, because I didn't listen to as much music as you all did, but I do still enjoy The Last Emperor from Judicator.
Yay!
Which we talked about at length before. And yeah, I still enjoy it a lot. And I recommend it. If anyone likes, if you like Blind Guardian, just check out Judicator.
I think
Hi, Tony.
they
Hi,
self-described. They self-described as riff-ass German speed metal. Judy dudes, super cool guys.
Judy dudes, I like that.
Judy Bros. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we will have lists of these in the show notes. Check them. And be nice. Be nice and judge us nicely, I hope.
Or not.
Or not.
Or not. Just tell us whatever you think.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's also a bunch of other music that's coming out for the rest of the year that we are we might be excited about. There's some singles that we want to talk about.
Who's singles?
Yeah.
Really? There are singles?
Yeah. Yeah. There are singles. Some of them being Primal Fear Apocalypse coming out on August 10th. Was there a single for that one?
I don't think so. I don't think we have singles.
We didn't put singles in the notes. You're throwing off our game.
We didn't prepare for singles.
Okay, well, there are albums coming up, and some of which have singles.
Primal Fear, Apocalypse, August 10th.
Do not have a single.
We're not going in order. This is keeping with our theme of random.
Dire Peril, do they have a single?
No.
No.
Okay.
That album's not until November 9th, apparently, so that's probably not going to be a single.
That'll probably be after Helion Prime comes out.
Yeah, and we and if we were like going in a sensical order, we would talk about Helium Prime next, but we're not. So we're gonna talk about Powerwolf next.
They have a lot of singles.
3 singles?
I think they're at a 3 right now.
A thringle?
Thringle.
They have thrice released singles for this album.
Are they different songs? That's what I want to know.
Sort
Yes.
of.
Sort of.
Different from regular Powerwolf, which is interesting.
Yeah,
I'll listen
one of
to
them
the
sounds
album.
more like Sabaton, so there's that.
I'll for sure listen to this album. I don't think I've listened to any of the other Powerwolf albums except for like the first. But I'll listen to this one. It might be different.
I'll give it a go through, and then I'll probably pick one song to randomly come back to when I am in that mood.
Powerwolf is July 20.
And our next album that is also coming out on July 20 is Cryonic Temple's Deliverance. Do they have a single?
I haven't seen a single, which is weird because Cryonic Temple is a bigger band.
Maybe they just want to, it's like Netflix where they just put out all the episodes at once. Maybe they're into that style. But you know who does have a single? Well, it's going to be like at the same time this episode's release. So Powerful and Cryonic Temple. You can probably find that on your favorite music platform right now, listener from the future.
Are we going to talk about the single that Helium Prime released?
Oh, great segue.
Yes,
Ooh.
I was gonna say, guess who does have a single?
Helion Prime for Terror of the Cybernetic Space Monster.
Love that name.
Very pulp sci-fi.
Yeah. What did you all think of the single?
I liked it. I love Sozos' voice.
Yeah, I thought the single was pretty solid too.
My only issue with the single is it was hard to hear Sozos.
So you need more Sozos in your life.
Yeah.
I thought they might have done that on purpose.
I wouldn't doubt it. Jason loves guitar.
In their debut, yeah, he's very good at guitar. Hi, Jason. In their debut, their vocals was always kind of like in the background. I guess it's not really in the background. It sounds very spacey, like it's layered.
If it was really in space, you wouldn't be able to hear it at all, though. So think about that.
Because in space, no one can hear you scream. But anyway, the single is called Silent Skies. It's the first one featuring their newest vocalist, Sozos Michael. Hi, Sozos. I like saying hi to people. And it's fast. I love it.
It's a cool song.
It's very cool. Yeah, it's fast. It has awesome guitar solos and just awesome like rhythm guitar work in general. Vocalist fits very well with the sound of this band.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I think they're going to have some guest vocalists on there too. Brittany Slays, I believe, is one of them.
Yeah, yep. Brittany from Unleash the Archers, who Jason actually talked to on his podcast.
Boom, cross promotion.
Yeah, so Helion Prime is actually like doing a Patreon thingy. $1 a month on their
or more.
$1 a month or more on their thing gets you access to their to the live stream of their podcast. It's available to the public like after the live event happens. But yeah, I think it's really cool. I think it's interesting that like some bands are starting to use like crowdfunding and Patreon as a way to like get themselves more resources in order to produce more music.
With them doing a podcast, is it safe to say that they're ripping us off?
Yeah, definitely.
Or maybe they're quoting us. They're inspiring
100%.
us, right?
It's an
We did it
homage.
first.
It's an homage.
We did it first. We're the OGs.
We are the first power metal podcast.
We're the Rhapsody of podcasts.
We're the Rhapsody.
Oh. Now we need a video. We need a new video with the special effects and a naked lady licking
a sword with her eyes rolled back. And does that mean we're gonna like break up like 3 years
like
from
8
now
times?
and then be like
powerful of fire.
Powerful.
Darko's powerful of fire. I'm so down.
You're gonna become Darko's powerful of fire.
And then we can have the powerful reunion like 10 years later.
And then we're gonna have a powerful reunion tour.
But we won't. We won't go to
gonna
North America.
No, we got to get them back. Don't go to Italy. That's what we do.
Oh.
We're gonna tour all of Europe and we're gonna skip Italy. Just kidding. We love you, Italian fans.
I do wish Rhapsody came to North America, though. I'm still a bit salty about that.
I'm very salty about that.
I'm not. I watch them.
Yeah, good for you.
Good for you. You've seen more like big power metal-y tours than all of us. It's okay.
We'll see Halloween. That's fine.
Yeah, anyway, we're really looking forward to Helion Prime. If you want to see more of them, like talk to various people in the industry, check out their like podcast and Patreon thingy.
It does go up a month later for free for non-patrons.
Yeah.
Yeah, the patrons get it live and can interact, unlike with us because we're antisocial.
I think if you pay enough, you can be on it too.
If you pay enough, you can be on the podcast.
If you pay us
so.
enough, you can be on our podcast.
Yeah. Sure.
No, I'm down
Why
for that.
not?
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe one day we won't be operating at a negative. We'll be like sustainable. And
we are hemorrhaging money.
We are hemorrhaging money.
This operation is very costly, people.
Yeah, it's pretty costly. That's why I'm on the floor.
We can't afford furniture for 4, please.
Yeah.
We're all right. We like doing this thing.
Yeah. Okay, so that is actually all we have for today. Did we talk about your favorite album in 2018? Did we miss anything that we should have heard? Let us know. Again, you can find all of our stuff at powerful-podcast.com. And if you want to let us know what albums we forgot about or your favorite albums of 2018, you can message us on Facebook at Powerful Podcast. And be sure to look for our pictures of really bad phone pictures of our music collection on Instagram, which you can also message us. And I don't know where I'm going with this.
You have the result. You have this unresolved tension. You have to drive it home to the one chord.
And
stay powerful.
There you go. You got it.
Boys and girls.
Stay powerful.
Stay powerful.
Yes.
Good night.
Tang.
Or morning. Because you're probably listening to this on your commute. And that's pretty cool. Have a nice day. Stay powerful.